Today, I'm going to show you how to make your very own cream of coconut at home that closely matches the most famous of all cream of coconuts, Coco Lopez. And today's recipe is not only a cream of coconut that I like and prefer, but it's a direct one-to-one substitute for the real thing. So it's the same amount of calories, fat, carbs, and sugar. We'll also add a secret ingredient that'll make your cream of coconut pourable even when cold and straight from the refrigerator. Now, I do like Coco Lopez, and it's not very expensive. I usually find this for like $3 to $4 for a single can, but it can sometimes be hard to find for me locally, and many online retailers charge up to $6 for a can, and I know from some of you that you just have a hard time finding it in general. So this will be helpful to anyone that can't find it, or if you just want to experiment by making your very own version at home. I will include chapter markers below if you want to skip around or just get straight to the recipe. But it's probably most important that we start with talking about cream of coconut and why those words in that order matter, and a little bit of history about Coco Lopez. Coco Lopez was the first commercially available cream of coconut and the one to coin the term. It was created by Ramon Lopez Irizarry in Puerto Rico as a way to make coconut more convenient for food and drinks. It was the piña colada that used Coco Lopez that really made the product famous. The use of the term cream of is similar to many other products with that name. It signifies the best or the richest or the most concentrated. Cream of wheat, cream of mushroom, or think of the French use of creme in cocktail liqueurs, not to specify a dairy-based cream, but to specify its sweetness or richness. So when it comes to cocktails, we're talking about cream of coconut. The only problem is that not all recipes use the terms correctly, and some may call for a coconut syrup or even a coconut cream, when they actually mean cream of coconut. Now, if you go to the grocery store, you'll probably be able to find coconut milk, often canned, coconut cream, also often canned, and if lucky, some cream of coconut. All of these things are in fact different. Coconut milk we're familiar with. It's the grated flesh of coconut with added water. That water is not coconut water, but just water. Coconut cream is essentially a more highly concentrated coconut milk containing more fat than coconut milk alone. Kind of just like how we use milk and cream when talking about dairy. Now, these things can be tricky because the amount of fat varies by brand as well as flavor. And some coconut milks, the good ones, contain almost as much fat as some coconut creams. Now, cream of coconut is essentially that grated coconut, sugar, and then often stabilizers and emulsifiers, maybe even a trade secret or two. Now, to make things even more complicated, you can also find coconut water, which is the water from inside of a coconut, and coconut milk in the refrigerator section, which is like almond or soy milk. It's water with a little bit of coconut, and it's not the same as the canned or box variety you use for cooking or to make what we're making today. You may also come across a coconut syrup. Think of brands like Monin or Torani, which is just a sugar syrup with a coconut flavor that might be real or might be artificial. So the confusion around the term cream of coconut is not really the fault of Coco Lopez. It's really the fault of the recipe makers who confuse cream of coconut for coconut cream or coconut syrup. To make your own simple cream of coconut, you need coconut milk and sugar. I like this brand, which is Aroy D, that comes in cartons. But you can also find the same brand in cans as well. And then you'll need some granulated sugar. Now, you could go ahead and use just those two ingredients alone and get a very good cream of coconut. The only problem is that it won't match Coco Lopez, which is about 15.5% fat. While using coconut milk and sugar will only get you to 10.5% fat, and even if you're using that coconut cream, you're only going to get to 11 to 12%. Now, like I said, you can use these ingredients alone and you'll get something that tastes pretty good, just not going to be an exact substitute for the real thing, which is Coco Lopez. Now, that means we need more fat, which we can get from using a powdered coconut milk, and you'll often find it sold as powdered coconut cream. Now, some of you may have a hard time getting the same exact ingredients that I'm using today, but you can swap in any brand of coconut milk and coconut milk powder and get something that's very close. First up, I am heating some coconut milk on the stove. I'm making the same exact amount that you would find in a can of Coco Lopez, which is 15 ounces, but in the description, I'll have a recipe for you that uses an entire can of coconut milk to minimize your waste. Now I will add the sugar. We're not looking to boil this, but just dissolve the sugar. Finally, I'm adding in my coconut milk powder. Just warm this up until everything is fully dissolved and you have yourself a homemade cream of coconut. And if you're wondering like, hey man, why am I doing all this? Why don't I just get that coconut powder and add water to it? Well, you can. And you can use just that coconut powder, water, and sugar. I just like the flavor of the Arroy D coconut milk better. I'm trying to make this the best tasting thing possible. Now, if you've ever used Coco Lopez, you know that at cold temperatures, sometimes even just regular room temperature, Coco Lopez is separated and the fat is hardened. But if you happen to have some 210S, which is an emulsifier, you can use that to keep this emulsified and pourable even when cold. This is straight from my refrigerator, and I didn't even need to shake it. We can't just dump that in though. We need to add it to a blender, and I'm doing this after letting our cream of coconut cool just slightly. Now I just bottle it, and I have some homemade cream of coconut that I think tastes better, albeit a little different than the original. Now about that 210S, it's a little bit obscure. The only place you can really find this from the Monitor's Pantry. If you want to pick it up, I'll have a link in the description. I use it in other syrups sometimes as well. But there is an alternative for you to use. I'll leave a recipe for that in the description. But if you're using that coconut powder, or at least the one I used, the 210S or any emulsifier, it's less necessary because there are already things in that powder that help emulsify this. Not quite as well as the 210S, but pretty good and better than Coco Lopez. While this is a direct one-to-one sub for the real thing, there are some differences between the two of these. First one is pretty obvious. The Coco Lopez is just thicker. You saw it when I was pouring it into that tub right there. Now, if you really wanted to make your cream of coconut thicker, you could add other emulsifiers or thickeners. I don't really want it to be thicker or harder to pour. This is easy to pour, but hard enough to pour as is. It's thick enough for drinks I want to make. There are also differences in the way that they taste. Coco Lopez has a more intense coconut flavor, like a coconut extract almost. And oftentimes people refer to it as tasting like sunscreen. I've never personally eaten sunscreen, but I think what they're getting at is the aroma of it has sometimes an artificialness to it, but I don't think that's the actual fault of Coco Lopez. I just think that that's what we associate with sunscreen. And while that intensity of flavor might seem appealing, I actually like the way this tastes because it tastes more like a really great, delicious, high quality coconut milk. So if you're using a lower quality coconut milk, then you're going to get a different result in this and you might not prefer it. But in general, the point of doing this wasn't to say that this one is the best ever or the ultimate cream of coconut. Just if you want to make your own, that's a little bit different. That is a direct one-to-one sub for recipes, so you can swap them out and get the same thing. That's what it's for. I just happen to like this one better myself. If you're someone that likes the Real Exotics brand, then this will not be a direct sub for that, and neither is Coco Lopez because Real has quite a bit more sugar. But if you want a one-to-one sub for Real, I'll have a recipe in the description. And there are plenty of haters out there for the Real Exotics brand. I don't think that they've tasted it. Maybe they have. I don't think that they have. Because if you taste it, it's pretty good. It is cloyingly sweet. It's like 60-70% sugar, so it is sweeter than the rest. So it's not going to be something that you can really compare side by side, but I think it has a really good, strong coconut flavor, and many recipes call for this, and many bars and restaurants that you know and love use this over Coco Lopez because they like the way it tastes better. So that's it. Make your very own Coco Lopez at home. It's pretty simple. You don't have to do the 210S. You don't even have to do the coconut powder. You just need coconut milk and sugar. You do it in those ratios and you'll get something that tastes delicious. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to support this channel more, go check out my Patreon page. Otherwise, see you in the next one.